Today morning, we spoke about the impact of words in our life, the words and our spiritual growth. The, the power of word in creating reality. Yesterday, in fact, we were speaking about how thoughts and emotions, when they are combined together, thoughts are things, and thoughts when sprinkled with the ingredient of emotion, then our reality gets created. That's how it is in our life throughout. Most of the time we are unaware of it, that we are creating our reality. We think some outside force is responsible for our life and our life's status. But that is not so. We saw that in how unconsciously we are creating, how being conscious, and how being in awareness, we can change our thought patterns. And by having the right mix of emotions with it, we can create a desired reality or desired result in life. And in that connection is where the role of words come. Because basically, it is a thought that occurs in the mind first. The moment a thought comes, unconsciously, an emotion accompanies it. And then when we are clear about it, when we are clear about the thought, we express it through our words. And what we express, we take action. So thoughts, words, and action. This is the path. And once there is an action, automatically things do manifest. It's not that you sit at home and don't do anything and then a life. You cannot do that. As a sentient being, we have emotions, and as a physical being, we can't sit quiet for long. We will have to move and we'll have to do something. So what we spoke about words is that every word that we speak has to be consciously spoken, and it has to have the highest energy behind it. You can't just speak something and move away. You have to speak with an authority and in a direction which would help us see what we want. What we speak is like a mantra. Mantra has power because mantra is basically a management of powerful sounds. Every sound has an energy behind it, a frequency behind it. Normal day-to-day language and the words also have a frequency behind it. If we keep chanting a mantra, we absorb its energy. So in life, if we keep chanting or keep speaking a certain kind of words, we start absorbing that energy. The more negative you speak, more negative energy we absorb. The more positive we speak, obviously positive energy will come. The more we put us down by saying, I can't do this, or I'm not good at it, we reaffirm it. And that becomes a reality because that creates an energy within our energy being. So moment to moment, speaking each word as if we are going to publish a book is what is required. That much care we have to take. Every word has to be spoken as if we are going to publish a book. So this is what we spoke in the morning. And I hope the task given to you of watching your thoughts and watching your words are being looked into by you and being channeled. We'll also take up a question wherein Yesterday, Mukta asked, loving self is not being to self-centered. We have been taught to love all round, even if you have to sacrifice yourself. So, previous day we were speaking about the impact of how do we spread love. And to spread love, we need to first love ourselves. What we spoke was, how can we give something when we do not have that within us? Anything, any subject or any material thing, if we do not have that, how can we give it out? So how can we go around spreading love when we don't have it within? We all believe we have love, and we can express also. But the highest love is when we are full with love. And that can happen only when we love ourselves first and foremost. When we love ourselves totally, then our ability to give love outside is okay. This is the thing that we need to do. And the question probably comes from there, where as we grew up in the society, we say self-love is probably would create an ego within you. So if you keep looking at a mirror, or if you keep talking about you, we are seen as an egoistic person. But loving oneself is an essential part of a spiritual growth. If you cannot love yourself, how can we love anything else or anybody else? Though on normal parlance, from a societal point of view, it would look like a self-centered activity. It is not. It is all about learning to master something. And that mastery first has to happen within ourselves. When I fall in love with myself, it doesn't mean that if I have certain bad qualities, I accept that bad quality and say that this is the way how I will be, and I will behave in this way only. That may not be the right thing to do. When I say I fall in love with myself, it means that I accept my status as of now. I have positive aspects and I have negative aspects. I accept my positive aspects. And I am looking into my negative aspects. I understand these are the things that where I need to improve. I take ownership of my lack. Wherever I need to improve, I understand it and I accept it. That acceptance is what is called as self-love. Only when you accept yourself, only when you accept your lacks, you start falling in love with yourself. You know, anger as a cover-up of your lacking in something in life. We lack in something and we don't want others to see it. So we generally cover it with an angry attitude. But when we accept that aspect and we are okay with others knowing it, that is when true love comes. So self-love is not self-centered. And in the evenings, every day we are doing this Atma Jyoti meditation, which we are going to do now. And I'm sure most of you are enjoying it. And if anyone has started new, we'll briefly guide you, tell you how we do it, and then we'll guide you into it. Before that, we also need to understand what is this Atma Jyoti meditation. What is the power behind it? Every day in the morning, we are sitting without breath awareness meditation. We, in spiritual field, we always talk about contemplation. We talk about meditation, we talk about contemplation. And when we contemplate on something, that becomes available to us. But rather, it opens up itself to us. There is tremendous power in contemplating. If you do not know something, like let us say you do not think you are a compassionate person. So if you keep contemplating on the word compassion, then in a few days' time, things related to compassion will come your way. And compassion will start slowly opening up within yourself. That is the power of contemplating. The moment you think about something, where our focus is there, energy will go there. So now in Atma Jyoti meditation, we are trying to see our own soul. Now we don't know how it looks. We don't know what form it is. But we understand it is light, pure light, golden in color. So now we are actually contemplating, in Atma Jyoti meditation, we are contemplating that speck of light within our heart. So when you start contemplating, maybe in the beginning it will look like as if you are imagining, but as we start doing this, the true light of your own soul would start coming out. And it is so powerful. And it would start touching every aspect of you, every cell, fiber, and tissue in your body. It will start vibrating with that light. And light has power. Light is nothing but a vibrational frequency. When you condense it, it becomes matter. But light at the highest frequency is soul, the Atma. The spirituality is nothing but light. So when we keep contemplating on light, it will come out. Even if you think that I have never meditated or I cannot visualize light, it doesn't matter. Spiritual science works on your faith and your focus. The more you focus on your light, the more of that will come out. If you've been doing for last few days, you would have experienced a certain power, a certain vibration in your heart area in your body. Initially, it is a good idea to stay only for a certain minutes, not for a longer period of time, because the light is so powerful that it can make your body vibrate. And if your body is not ready, it may not be a good thing to do in the beginning. So we have 6 weeks. And in this week, 6 weeks, we'll slowly increase the time span. And right now, we are doing 12 to 15 minutes. And we'll continue to do that for one more week like that. So, as I was speaking to people, they were saying that I cannot visualize at all. But at the end of it, I feel light and calm, which from our point of view means that you have connected. So, do not try to achieve anything. In meditation, we sit. The most important thing is for you to sit. Sitting will give us what we need to get. But if you sit there with a specific result, nothing may happen. Because then, the moment we start thinking about a result, thinking happens. And thinking happens in the mind. And what are we trying to do in meditation? Go beyond the mind. How can we go beyond the mind when we are thinking about something? So, once you understand the power of meditation, whatever kind of meditation, you sit for it and you just follow what you're supposed to do. And then forget the world, forget the result. Result will come, no questions about it. But you have to let go. You have to let go, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, you have to let go. You do your thing. What needs to happen will happen. So how we meditate on the Atma's Jyoti is by imagining a speck of light in our heart. You, with eyes closed, we focus on our heart. With eyes closed, we imagine the inside of our heart. And we try to see a speck of light, golden in color. And then we sit there with eyes closed and start expanding it to fill the heart, fill the body, and we allow it to come out of our body. So initially it will all be an imagination, but let that imagination be there. Let it be that way. It's okay. Even if you do not see, it is okay. And then you keep doing that. Allow that light to expand to your room, to your home, to your neighborhood, to your city, state, your country. See the light enveloping our globe as if you are seeing from above. And you see your globe down below, full of light. And the light is golden in color. And this is what we need to do. As we do this in days to come, those of you who are not able to visualize, you will be able to do. But stay there. We start many things, but we don't complete it. Stay there, complete it. Go with the flow. And as days go by, we will be able to do that and we'll be able to experience things. Shall we do that now? We'll do for 15 minutes. Wherever you are, I want you to clasp your hands, cross your feet, and remove your glasses. With eyes closed, start observing your heart. Close your eyes. Wherever you are, close your eyes. Relax your body, relax your mind, adjust your body if you need to. With eyes closed, slowly, slowly observe your heart. Feel your heart. Feel the beat of your heart. Inside, you can see this speck of light, a spark, golden in color, bright, shining, unmoving, quietly staying there. Watch it. Keep watching that speck of light. Totally, totally relax your body. Let us not move our body. Let us move out of body consciousness. Stay focused. As you connect with that speck of light, see movement, see it becoming large, see it expanding. This speck of light is slowly, slowly expanding. Bit by bit, its intensity is increasing. You feel a sensation in your heart. The light is becoming brighter and brighter. You can see the inside of your heart lit by golden light. Allow it to expand. Becoming bigger and bigger. It is occupying the space of your heart. The whole of your heart is golden light, throbbing and pulsating, intense, deep, golden color. It is not just color, it is light. Intense light coming out as it starts becoming larger and larger in concentric circles, forward, backward, left side, right side, upward and downward. As a single unit, it is becoming large. Downward it goes and touches your diaphragm, your stomach, your navel, your hips, stomach and hips becoming golden light. It is traveling down fast into your legs, your thighs, knees, calf muscles, ankle, your feet, your toes, your whole lower body, pure gold in color, bright and shining. The light expands upward, touching your shoulder, moving in the hands, your elbow, your wrist, your palms, fingers, moving upward into your neck, filling every pore, every open space, every cell, fiber, and tissue, going up and occupying your head, the space within your head, immersing your brain cells, making it bright gold. Reaches the top of your head, your hair. You can see light coming out of your body now, coming through the pores of your skin, outside your body, enveloping your body, you becoming a ball of light, a ball of golden light. Light to expand, place where you are sitting, expanding of your body, to all corners of your. Let your imagination run life. Right? Your life, your home, and it is expanding into the house of your home. As it is expanding, sitting in other rooms. The inside, outside. Light. All of it. Let it go into the and where we do the everyone on its path. Apartment complex or the whole residential area being touched by this light. Keep visual. Imagine a map. See the light in concentric circles expanding into your neighborhood, your city, expanding fast into your state, across the globe. See, stay there. Curiosity. Seeing the light, you immersed in that light. Feel your presence. Feel yourself as that bright light, ball of light, golden in color. Feel the vibration. Feel the movement of energy. Stay there. Enjoy your presence. Last minute, one more minute. $30. 10 seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. Zero. Take your time, no hurry. Slowly, slowly, whenever you're ready, unclasp your hands, keep it on your eyes for 5 seconds, then come back. If you'd like to sit for some more time, you can do that. That's a beautiful time we spent together, and you spend with yourself and your light. Enjoy that space and enjoy your presence. This 41 days, this is what you are going to do and learn. Enjoy your presence. On that note, we take leave. I'll see you in the morning at 7.